Hello?
Yeah, now you are clearly audible.
Yes, sir. So, to speak about the outline of the presentation, we are going to speak about the electric vehicle drivetrain, the ideal gearbox, the gear ratio, which will give us the uh, more power and energy explanation for the vehicle movement, and torque and speed characteristics about the gear ratio. Next. To start about the electric vehicle drivetrain, drivetrain is a basic skeleton of a electric vehicle. Like it consists of a battery, power converter, electric motor, and a transmitter. Battery can be of any type. It can be lead acid battery or lithium ion battery or lithium ion phosphate battery, whichever battery is the vehicle compatible of. And the power converter is nothing but a DC to AC converter. The electric motor runs on AC current, so the power converter is required to convert the DC current from the battery and run the motor. And the transmission is where the gear system is situated. This helps in the movement of the wheels. And to differentiate between the IC engine and the electric vehicle drivetrain, IC engine has 60% more components compared to the electric vehicle drivetrain, and the IC engine requires more level of gears to pick up a higher torque or energy compared to the electric vehicle drivetrain. Next. Next, to speak about the ideal gearbox, uh, the ideal gear ratio for an electric vehicle is 1 is to 8. Uh, it uses the laws of conservation of energy to maintain steady flow of power and energy. Um, as it is written in the first point, efficiency is 100%. This shows that the power and energy uh, at input point is equal to the power and energy at the output point. There is no loss of energy. And the second point is the gears are perfectly rigid. This tells us that there will be no like the gears won't break due to high pressure or any other circumstances. And third point is no space between the teeth. This shows that there will be no power loss. If there is a space between the teeth, the gears would slip, uh, which uh, which might damage the teeth of the gear and hinder the rotating motion of the wheel. So in the diagram, we can see the simple gear mechanism, and in the right side, we can see the uh, like omega. Omega is the input angular speed, T is the torque, and R is the radius of the input gear radius. That's the radius of the gear. Uh, Here, the gear ratio is 1 is to 8, and as we go on increasing the gear ratio, the speed of the vehicle is increased, and as we go on decreasing the gear ratio, the acceleration increases. So this was all about the gear. Siddharth will continue further.
Good afternoon, sir. As my friend Gavrish has given a brief about what the EV drivetrain looks like and what are its components, I will talk in detail about the individual components. Let's start with the gear ratio. Gear ratio is one of the most important parameter which helps us determine other important EV parameters such as what grade it will be able to overcome, or what is its torque ability, or what is its maximum speed that it can achieve. These all important parameters about EV can be determined by selecting a perfect gear ratio. What is this gear ratio then? Gear ratio, it is basically the ratio of speeds difference between the input shaft and the output shaft. This also can be in simple words taken as, if you consider two gear plates as shown in the figure 3, the radii of both the gear plates, the ratio of the radii will also give you the gear ratio. That is shown in equation number 1, where omega in and omega out are the gear speeds. Okay, so as my friend Gaurish before said, that in the steady state model we are considering the power loss to be zero, that is P in is equals to P out. Taking that assumption into consideration, equation 2 is derived, which states that the product of torque and speed at the output side will be equal to the product of torque and speed at the input side. That is shown in equation number 2. Simplifying the equation number 2, we can state that gear ratio is nothing but also the ratio of torque at the output end to the torque at the input end. Taking figure 3 into consideration, I would like to just give a general idea of what gears does. Gear mechanism is just a torque multiplier. As you can see, if
Correct.
assuming the motor shaft is connected to the bigger wheel in the figure 3, so it is powered by the motor shaft, right? So it will rotate. So as it has more teeth at the gear mesh with a smaller wheel having less teeth, one rotation of the bigger wheel will cause multiple rotations of the smaller wheel, which is not thus the mechanism of a torque multiplier. This is the functionality that gear ratio provides us with. The same equation that we derived before, that is gear ratio is nothing but the ratio of torques. It can be derived using a alternative method using Newton's third law of motion. Considering the same gear mesh in the figure 3 shown before, at the gear mesh there are two forces acting in the opposite directions. As Newton's third law states, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We can determine the force equations as the ratio of torque to radius on the output side is equals to the ratio of torque to radius on the input side. Simplifying the equation, we come to the same conclusion, that is a gear ratio is nothing but the ratio of torque at the output side to the torque on the input side. Moving ahead, I will talk about the second component, that is the torque speed characteristics. This is nothing but a simple graph in which we will plot speed to torque ratio. But this is very important as it will give you an idea about what gear ratio you should choose to overcome a certain grade to achieve a certain speed. And it is very important. And I would like to tell that torque to speed ratio characteristics is also interrelated with gear ratios. How we will look? We look at the equations and know. Looking at the equation 5, it states that the omega m, that is the angular speed of the motor, is equals to Vt by Kfa, where Vt is the voltage, Ra is the resistance, and Tm is nothing but the motor torque. Using this equation, we can determine the torque to speed characteristics graph. As we have seen before, in equation 3, gear ratio is nothing but ratio of torques. We can use this equation and rewrite equation 5 as shown in equation 6, where it tells us how gear ratio is important in determining torque to speed characteristics and how they are interrelated. You will get a very clear idea in the upcoming slide. Before that, we'll just have a brief view of how the drivetrain mechanics looks like. There's a battery pack to start with, which provides the motor power. It has voltage Vt supplied to the motor. The shaft rotating from the motor has the torque Tm, and it is rotating with the speed of omega m. This goes to the gearbox, which manipulates the torque coming from the motor and turns it into T out and rotates the shaft with the speed of omega out. This in turn is given to the wheels, where the torque is divided equally among the wheels from the differential. As I said before, we'll understand a little better about the torque speed characteristics. This is the slide, and it is very important. Looking at the figure 6, we'll start with the GR equals to 1 line. What does this mean? It means that the motor having a gear ratio of 1 will produce 3000 Newton meters of torque while rotating at a speed of above 50. Let us assume it to be 70 to be approx. So comparing this with the right hand side images, GR1 equals to 1, it is able to overcome a grade of 3.8 degree. Looking at on the other hand, GR equals to 2. This line is achieving the similar torque of 3000 Newton meters, but it is doing so at a very low speed, that is even below 50. So what does this mean? It means it has more torque capabilities. Therefore, it can overcome more grade. As we can see on the right hand side, it can almost cover a grade of almost double to that of GR equals to 1, that is 7.6 degree. So this means it is basically a trade-off between your torque, speed, and grade. At lower torque, you can overcome more grade. At higher torque, you can overcome more grade, but have a low speed. And vice versa, you can overcome a small grade, but at higher speed with low torque. So from the equation that is stated below, you can also determine what exactly is the max grade that your vehicle is capable to overcome using the equation, in which FTR is the force torque, that is torque that your motor is producing, and the radius of the
Force torque, nahi, it is force for traction. TR stands for traction.
yeah, right, sir.
It's the tractive force
Yes, sir.
to
Pardon.
push the
It's the
vehicle
tractive
forward.
force.
Whatever
Yes.
torque you require, whatever force you require, that is given
Yeah.
by FTR. Yes, aage
Yes,
badho.
that is the the radius of the wheel and the torque that will give you the value of the FTR, which you can substitute in the equation and also substitute your mass of the vehicle, taking G as the gravitational constant. You will be able to understand what is the maximum percentage of grade that your vehicle is capable to overcome. Thank you, sir. This was our presentation.
Correct. Good presentation. So you have gone too much into basics and you have explained it well. Fine. Thank you. That was good. So you can now